beautiful winter afternoon here in New England as I find myself trackside at Parker's Interlocking on the Pan Am Southern Freight Main. Coming at us is Norfolk Southern Train 265, a daily westbound intermodal train between Ayer, Massachusetts and Chicago, Illinois. On the pin is a typical SD60E to navigate over the MBTA's Access PTC territory, a very common leader on this district. Up front, other than the locomotives on this train, we have these blue containers which contain swill and trash. I'm not entirely sure where these get set off. All I know is that they get set off in New York State, either in Mechanicville, New York, or Binghamton, New York. I'm not entirely sure. With CSX's successful acquisition of Pan Am Railways earlier this year. In addition, CSX is giving Norfolk Southern trackage rights over the Worcester, Maine, and CSX Boston line, also known as the Boston and Albany Railroad, to have faster shipment. Unfortunately for the Pan Am Southern line, these intermodal trains will be a sight of the past. As 265 fades into the brush westbound past Parker's, it's time for me to jump ahead of them. And jump ahead of them I did, as I land into Athol, Massachusetts, to get a nice shot of them passing this big mill in the background. I'm not entirely sure what they do at this mill, but it definitely makes a cool shot. Also, as part of CSX's successful acquisition of Pan Am Railways, not only is CSX giving Norfolk Southern trackage rights over their Boston line, both Class 1s have agreed to have the Genesee & Wyoming Company step in to operate the former Pan Am Southern line west of Ayer under the Berkshire and Eastern. Typical act of a rail fan that's chasing a train. I play the game of catch up and jump ahead. In this case, I jump ahead and meet 265 in Irving, Massachusetts at CPF 370. As 265 rolls past me at CPF 370, they are demonstrating a Pan Am Railways moment as they are on the passing siding restricted to 10 miles an hour all the way to East Deerfield. Slow going is not what you typically think of when you think of a high priority intermodal train. With the train's very slow effort of moving west, I had no issue jumping ahead of them here in Farley, where they'd be knocking down the old B&M searchlight signals. Sadly for these signals around the system, modernization will take its course, and all these signals will soon be replaced. As 265 clears Farley, this would be the last time that I'd see them up close for today, as they would be holding just west of Montague for clearance into East Deerfield Yard. However, they would be there for a couple hours, and I decided to give up on them. Their counterparts slid in through the yard, so I decided to chase them back east. There was also another train, 16R, in the picture, which was probably what that highball signal was for. However, I could not find them. Jumping ahead of 264, I landed into Lake Pleasant in Montague, where I could see the tail end of 265. However, it wouldn't take very long until 264's headlight came into view. Myself thinking that this was just another boring SD60E with a boring K5LA, I was quickly wrong, as NS6954 leads 264, blaring its awesome P5. Unlike 265, 264 here is definitely not wasting any time at all making its way eastbound, and if I want to get ahead of them and play the game of catch-up, I better start soon. As nightfall hits, getting shots is now more difficult. However, here at Wendell Depot, I was able to get at least something. However, I wasn't stressed, as the sound of the P5 made up for it. Thundering through the small village of Shirley, Massachusetts, 264 is at track speed and wasting no time at all, making the last few miles of its journey from Chicago, Illinois to Ayer, Massachusetts, passing the MBTA's tiny Shirley commuter rail station with the B&M shanty still in place. As 264 rockets towards Ayer into the night and clearing Shirley, that would be the last time I see the intermodal train for the night, and I begin to pack things up. However, I noticed the gates didn't go up as soon as they usually do, so that either meant another train was coming, or the gates were malfunctioning. Luckily, the more common side of things is that another train was coming. A westbound outbound MBTA commuter rail train headed towards Wachusett would end off my night. As this westbound MBTA commuter rail train takes off into the night, I'd like to thank you for joining me on the Pan Am Southern Freight Main today. And if you enjoyed and want to see more, check out my other videos and maybe subscribe. And from all of us at Busek Rail Videos and Autoway Productions, we wish you happy rail fanning, and we'll see you next time on the High Iron.